This is the moment you've all been patiently waiting for. What is going on, guys? Today is the day you've all been patiently waiting for. Since I posted the last video about the painting of the Corvette, some of you said I just want to see the car done already, and today I'm actually gonna make that happen. I'm sorry, I've been super busy and the weather hasn't been on my side. I've been filming a bunch of other videos, but today it's super nice out and I actually got the Corvette here to the garage. And in the next video, I will be showing you guys how to rewrap an old worn out steering wheel, because that's what I've been working on the Corvette for. That's why I couldn't move it, because there was no steering wheel. I couldn't really get it anywhere, but I finished it, put it back into the car, and now it's looking absolutely amazing. It still obviously needs a bit of work. I just did the leather around the steering wheel itself. I barely put it back in together. I just barely tightened it and put a vice grip on it so it doesn't fall out. But there's still a few things that the car needs, but the outside of the car is like 90% done. So without further ado, let's make it do what it do, baby. So yeah, obviously the car still needs a lot of work, but the paint in general is all done. Now the things that are left to be done on the car is repaint the door handles, repaint the mirrors, fix up that gray spot at the top of the roof, and put the taillights back in, and the car on the outside should be done. Now, on the inside though, the car is still basically apart. So here is the new rewrapped steering wheel in the car. And here's the interior still. It still needs a bunch of work. Everything is still kind of taken apart. However, this seat is red, that seat is gray. But that's going to be done also very soon. The screen is still not fixed, and all the parts are in the back. So at some point in the near future, I will make a video of me putting all the interior parts back together and hopefully get this car completed, because I've been dying to drive it. The weather is super nice outside, and what better time to drive the car if you're not gonna drive it in the summer. I'm also going to be making the exhaust for the car. Right now I have a glass pack just sitting in the middle of the car because I took the cat off, but I don't like the way it sounds. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy a high flow cat, put it where the glass pack is, extend that out into two pieces, so I can put two nice sounding exhausts on the back of the car, because I want this car to sound nice. And right now it just doesn't, and it actually hurts my ears when you're driving for more like 20-30 minutes. So the car has also been sitting for a while, so what I do want to do is I want to change all the fluids. I want to change the diff fluids, trans fluids, just everything. Brake fluids, just everything. Get all the new fresh fluids in the car, because I don't know how long the fluids have been in for. I know I've changed the oil before, but I don't know anything about the transmission fluid or the diff fluid or the brake fluid. So it's just nice to give the car a nice little overhaul, because the car needs it. It's been sitting here for a while, and I want to make sure that it runs well and the car is in top shape for when it's time to sell it. However, I did get the steering wheel done. I will be showing you guys how to rewrap an old steering wheel, because it is going to be a lot better than just, no, I wouldn't say better, but I would say a lot more satisfying. And if you just take your time with it, it's gonna come out just as good as if you were to buy a brand new $400 steering wheel. So without further ado, here's how you can take the C4 Corvette steering wheel right off. So when I was going over the footage, I noticed that the audio was very, very bad. So for the rest of the video, you're gonna enjoy some really dope voiceovers. So first things first, before you even attempt to rewrap your steering wheel, you're gonna need to take it off. And most steering wheels are very simple to take off. However, this one is an older setup. The car is 35 years old or 36 years old at this point. So when I was trying to take it out, I noticed that something is not right and it's not coming off very easily. And I realized that the person before me who tried to take the steering wheel apart broke the back plate for the horn. Instead of just dip tying it together or bolting it on with some bolts and nuts just to hold it in place, or even using zip ties, he or she actually riveted the back plate in place, which was kind of annoying because now the clip for the back plate is broken and I'm gonna have to figure out a way to put it back in place. But also we need to take off the rivets, and it's actually very simple. All you're gonna need is a drill and a drill bit that's just a little bit bigger than the size of the hole in the rivet. So yeah, just drill away at it and it's gonna come right out. And would you look at that? That's why the horn wasn't working, because it's not connected to anything. Oh man, this is gonna be fun. Now on to the most important thing. Before you take out the steering wheel for the Corvette, you actually need to make sure that it's perfectly straight, because the steering wheel only goes in basically one way. And if you don't put it in right, it's just gonna cause the steering wheel not to be straight, and you don't want that. So just make sure that the steering wheel and the wheels are actually straight before you take them out, and you should be good to go. So these two bolts right here are actually for the scope for the steering wheel, so you can push it in and out. And I actually think we found the problem as to why mine was super loose and it wouldn't stay in place, is because that big nut in the middle is actually loose. But before we go any further, in order to take the steering wheel out, you're actually going to need a steering wheel puller. And if you live in the States, go to Harbor Freight, you're going to find like super cheap ones. I went to Princess Auto over here, and I found this $20 puller, and it's super cheap, and it did the job perfectly, because you don't want to hammer it out or just push on it, because again, the car is super old and you don't want to break anything. See that screw in the middle? That's what holds the tilt and actually makes sure that the scope for the steering wheel to go in and out. That's what holds it in place and makes sure that it's tight. But that screw right here was loose. So we're gonna loosen it up because we need to take it off anyway. So after you take off that big bolt holding the whole scope mechanism in place, you're going to see this little bare looking clip right under that bolt. And you want to make sure that you pry that off very carefully, because if you're not careful with it, it's going to fly off. And trust me, you do not want to lose this, because it's very hard to find. So after that's out, you're going to need a 21mm socket to take out the nut holding the whole steering wheel together. Just loosen it up a little bit and you should be good to go. And once that's out, you're going to get your steering wheel puller. You're going to find the right size bolts to get in those two holes, and then you're going to start slowly tightening up until the steering wheel comes loose.
Ha! Let's go! We did it!
And that's it. That's how you take the steering wheel off of the Corvette. And we are about to take this from this nasty looking steering wheel over to this. And I'll show you guys step by step of how to make this possible.